Minato beats Toby Ramen versus battle.
Okay, because he's faster and he has like a win con. I guess we can go into speed first.
Okay, I'll just give my premise. Basically, I think like Toby Ramen just like scales above,
Okay, yeah.
and
All
I
right.
think he has a win con too. All right,
All
so
right.
you want to go
Hold on.
to
Yeah. Okay. Looking scan so on. Let me see. Get there first. Yeah.
Let me wake up for this shit. I'm fucking tired and shit. Let me wake up.
All right. So it's just like stated that Minato was praised amongst all ninja as the greatest in godlike speed, and then like it's in the context of him leading inferior camps to like victory.
Okay. Praise
So
among
it'd be
all.
combat
Hold
speed.
on. Praise among all ninja as the greatest in godlike speed. All right, that's fine. I
Yeah.
think I could just be referring to like the time he's alive.
No, because it says all ninja, right? And then we know that
Yeah.
like Hiruzen would be alive at the time,
Hold on.
and then like Hiruzen would know how like fast Tobirama is because he was like directly a student under him, and
Wait
he
a
was
minute.
even there when he
That
died and
that
stuff.
that okay. If he just because I know how strong someone is, that doesn't equivocate to it. Like that doesn't defeat my argument page. My argument is that I think this is only referring to the ninja that's alive at this time. I'll explain to you what you just said to me. You just said, well, Hiruzen's alive and he knows how strong. I don't care. Hiruzen knows about Hashirama and fucking Madara too. That doesn't mean anything. Like that doesn't defeat my statement. Where like I think this is only applicable to the ninja that's what's the word, like alive at this time. Like I can give you context of why I think this is also the case. Let me give you
Okay,
some more
so before
context.
you even before you even go into context, right? It says like greatest. There's no specification of a time period, right? So from my understanding, that would just be an extra assumption. It just says that like he was that like all ninja, right? They like viewed him as the greatest in godlike speed.
Yeah,
So it's like it would be
Tobira's
an
not a
extra
ninja no
assumption.
more. Tobira's not a ninja no more. He's dead.
Okay, it doesn't say it says amongst all ninjas and like the
Yeah,
ninja
it
are the
didn't.
ones that
It
are
didn't say.
praising. Wait, hold up.
Go ahead.
No, hold up. Those are the ones that are praising him. It doesn't say that like he's only faster than other ninja. It just says
Okay.
like he's the greatest in godlike speed, just the greatest. The
Okay.
ninja are just praising him, right?
A
So
praise
just
among
like
all ninja and grace and godlike speed. Okay. How can Tobirama praise him if Tobirama's dead? Thank you for like putting
that's
that.
not what I'm.
Hold on, hold on,
That's not what
hold
I'm
on.
using.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you don't have to just use that, but for how you debate, we'd have to use a whole scan, wouldn't you? We can't just pick apart like what parts of the scan you want to use or not. So me, how I
Yeah.
debate, I'm going to use the whole scan as context. So basically, the context of this, why I think is referring to alive, is like it says all ninja. Of course, Subarama's not a ninja at this time; he's dead. And then it says praise among all ninja as the greatest in godlike speed. I'm not sure how Tobirama can praise him. He's like dead. Like the action of praising him. That's like a verb. You can't do something if you're dead. So I don't know how exactly that he can praise him. I think all ninja can account to all ninja at this time period because we do know at all ninja of this time period they like to suck Minato's dick off, like calling him the fastest ninja. Only to their knowledge though. I can give you like
Okay.
again like before like you like keep arguing. Let me give you context here right here. Like again, they call him like unparalleled as a shinobi, and then they call him like the fastest of his time. This is also like it could be like Naruto can be like time based because we know that Raikage says he's now the fastest ninja alive now since Minato's dead. So we know like titles like being
Wait,
the
hold up. Give me a
fastest and
second.
stuff
Give me a
like
second.
that.
Give me a second.
Go
Hold up.
ahead.
Give me a second. I have to do something.
All right, that's fine. What's up, Platar? You at me? What are you supposed to debate? Vagabond? No, no. I think the other debate was somebody else was gonna be in Vagabond, if I remember correctly.
Okay. So can you repeat the thing about the unparalleled stuff?
Let me see real quick. Oh, I cap. Oh, that's my fault. Oh, I'm dumb. I'm dumb. I'll do I'll do my other debate in Vagabond, like the other one, where, like I'm debating a nigga for money. That's my fault. That's my fault. My fault. Shit. That's my fault. All right. You said what?
Okay. So can you repeat what you were saying earlier?
Okay. What did you like not hear? 'Cause I like I don't know what you want. We want to repeat like everything I said. Like
You said something about like it being you said something like he's stated to be the fastest of his time or
yeah,
something like
I
that.
think yeah, like when people like make statements like this in Naruto, it has to be like time like based, like of his time base. We know this is consistent because right after Minato dies, so Raikage is called the fastest shinobi alive. And we do know when Minato was alive, like the Raikage wasn't considered that. He's just considered one of the fastest. And again, how like English works, right? Basically, if you're praising somebody, like, how can Tobirama praise him if he's dead? You feel me?
Okay, so yeah, I can give my counter argument, right? So
Yeah.
the first thing is you straw man me, right? I didn't say that like his fastest Tobra praised him because like Tobram won't even see him, right? Like I don't care about that. What I'm saying is that like all ninja alive would have praised him to be the fastest,
Hmm.
and it would just be from their knowledge, right? And then I can further support this with the fact that like when Tobirama and Hashirama like revived, right? And as Edo Tensei, Hiruzen's just like you're as fast as ever. So he's just seen Hashirama and Tobirama like perform like a
All right.
movement speed feat, and the only person he's praising is Minato.
All
So
right.
it'd be like there'd be no problem with us saying that like he took into account Hashirama and Tobirama
All right.
anyways.
Yeah,
So he still feels like he only needs to prove
okay.
he only needs to praise the speed of
Yeah.
Minato. Hold on,
So
because you gave multiple arguments. I'll attack those
yeah.
as well. You also said that like the A is the fastest alive thing, right? Well, you said that like we talk about specific time period, but I don't think that has to be the case. I think it's just more likely that they're talking about from what they know, since you can only make statements from their knowledge.
Okay.
And like there's no for us to assume that like they make
So
statements with only like a part of their knowledge. So
all
just
right,
be
Shona,
talking about like
Page.
no,
So
right? And then
Page.
you're like, hold up,
Page.
you fucking give multiple
Okay.
arguments. I have to give like multiple counters. So it's like after this we can go one by one if that's fine with you. And then you said that like A is the fastest alive, then after is no longer the fastest alive, right? But what you're giving me is an instance where like A specifically only talking about the people alive. So now we have like this like set of rules, or like we know the way Naruto works. When they're only talking about like the people alive, they like directly say it. Like A's
Hmm.
like, okay, now after Shinobi alive, that's it. So we know that like when there's a specification, it's made to be like obvious.
All right. You done? All right, Paige. We can come to an agreement on one thing, right? It could only be to your knowledge, right? And then to Hiruzen's knowledge, and all ninja in this time period are not as fast as him, right? How can he make a statement like I'm gonna read it out to you again? Praise among all ninja as the greatest in godlike speed, right? So, but we're gonna go like one by one. Do you know what praise means?
Yeah, praise is like to compliment someone or something,
Okay.
right?
So, do you know like in context what all will mean?
Yeah, all is just like everyone.
Yeah, everyone in live like at this time period. Do you know why or no? It's okay
Mm,
to say no, Paige. It's okay to say no why you wouldn't know why.
okay, I disagree, but you can
No,
give your reason.
do you not know why? This is no question. If okay,
No, I don't know why.
okay. So basically, for statements like this to work, right? It needs to be like verbatim stated, right? In all of history, right? In all of like history, all of the dawn of history, some shit like that. Because you making the statement like all ninja, which is equivocate to like every time period, which is like be wrong. All right, we're gonna like I'm gonna get into that. Let me wake up
Okay.
real quick.
Oh,
Let me wake
you're
up.
like focusing on the. Hold on.
Yeah, that's.
Wait, are you still there?
I mean, yeah, that like you're using the all ninja part as your scaling, right? That's why we need to focus on that. Am I
No, no,
correct?
no. I'm saying that like the old ninja is just so that it can get Hiruzen to be included because he's like a ninja at the time.
Yeah.
I'm not
So
using
okay.
that
Oh, well,
specific
thank you
part.
for
I'm
saying
just
that.
saying
Thank you
that
for
like
saying
hold
that.
on, let me finish
Hold on.
talking. Let me finish talking, dead boy.
Go
Let
ahead.
me just finish. I'm saying that like all these ninja at the time would say he's the greatest from their knowledge, right? And I don't see any reason why you like assume they're using an incomplete part of their knowledge. Like greatest just means greatest, right? Like by
Yeah,
definition, all it means is
but
like the best. Like nobody's
but
above them.
but
So
the
for you to randomly
yeah.
say, well, I
Okay.
can just make the interpretation that they're not using all of their knowledge and they're specifying it to a
Yeah.
time period, right? It
That's
would just be
that's
insane, right?
that's
You
what it
have to
would
have a
be
basis for
because
that.
wait, that's what it would be because Tobirama's not included in all because he's dead. He's not a ninja. What are you talking about?
Yeah, okay. He's not a ninja. That doesn't matter because greatest
Okay,
just means like
wait, that's
the
fine. Wait,
best at something.
that's
If
fine.
someone's
Well,
like claimed to be
hold
the
on, that's
greatest
fine.
at
Wait,
something,
hold on, that's
it doesn't
fine.
have to be of their time
Hold on,
period. Okay, go on.
Patar. Well, I mean, I said Patar. Say, okay, Paige. Thank you for agreeing. That's fine. He doesn't have to be a ninja. This statement is directly referring into ninjas. You know that, right?
No, it's just saying the
Yes, it
ninjas are the one
is.
praised.
All ninjas as the greatest in godlike speed. Yes, it's like literally
Yes.
refer. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Again, I don't like. I know I have to do this while I'm on my debates. English, there's like independent clauses and like dependent clauses, right? The like the phrase ninja is dependent on like the other like context of the scan. It's like the whole scan is basically referring like what you're trying to pick apart of it as like him being like the fastest ninja, like the greatest and godlike speed. Obviously, they'll be referring to ninja because you know there's certain people he can't call faster than, right? Because I'd be like a knowledge claim, right? So obviously we know he's referring to ninja. You're like you literally conceded to me that he's Tobirama's not a ninja at this time. So so wouldn't Hashirama be, so wouldn't like Madara be. So all ninja would be referring to the people that's alive at this time. So like you would have conceded by like saying he's not a ninja. You know that, right?
Okay, so I'm just saying that like you're misconstruing the statement. I'm also looking at all of the statement, right? I'm just saying the part where it says all ninja is talking about the ones doing the praising. It's not talking about the ones that are like
Yeah,
actually at this level of
yeah.
speed, right?
Wait, hold on.
So it's
That's
like, okay, I'm using the full statement, and my interpretation is just
you,
that, like, okay,
useful.
it's like all ninja, like all the ninja at the time are the ones praising him. Hiruzen is a ninja, and that's all I need. So Hiruzen would be like assuming that, like, what do you call it? That or he'd be like asserting that like Minato's the fastest, like he's the fastest, like he's the best at godlike speed. And then I'm saying that like he has like a level of knowledge, right? And then you have to have a basis to randomly assume that like he's not thinking of everyone, he's only thinking of the people at a specific time period due to the way the word greatest means. So it's like, I think you're just making an extra assumption, and I gave a consistency with the way wording is used in the shinobi world by using your own
All right.
example A against
Yeah.
you, right? Which you still have
All right.
intact. So,
I give a consistency like how English is used. Like again, a dependent and independent clause. Like a dependent clause in the sentence would be ninja. So for him to make the statement greatest and godlike speed, again, I'm not sure if you like had English classes or not, but that statement is referring upon ninja. So that's the context. He has greatest and godlike speed compared to other ninja. That's literally like how English works. And as you like literally conceded to me, Tobirama's not a ninja. So we can lead this point up to the judges.
okay, I'll just give one more counter, right? Okay, you said that like there's a dependent clause or something, right? And that would just be in reference to the people praising. It's just the ninja that are the ones praising. That's fine. But then like Minato's just the greatest in godlike speed. So he's just the greatest in speed. This is not specified to any type of people. The ninja thing is just the ones that are doing the praising. Okay? Because like probably like a random guy who's never like been in a war or something might not make a statement on someone's speed, which is fine. And I've already explained that like with the A thing, when someone's like, so I gave like two reasonings. I said like when it's specifying a specific time period, like they specifically say it. They'll say, yeah, I'm the fastest alive, right? And I also explained there would be an extra assumption. So I formed a consistency with the way wording is used in like the Shinobi verse,
Mhm.
and then like I've also given my stronger interpretation. So at this point, like I don't think you have an argument.
All
But
right. Yeah.
if you
So
think you fulfilled your part, we can move on.
yeah, I think I'll just explain it again. Like you keep saying like consistency within the Shinobi world. I'm using consistency within like the English language and how context and sentences would work. Basically, again, the dependent clause will have to be ninja because you're talking about greatest god like speed comparison of what, right? Every sentence needs like a dependent independent clause and shit like that. And that's obviously would be like the independent clause we would pick out would be ninja. So it'd be comparing to ninja. And obviously we know
Okay, so
before it like based off the context throughout the rest of the series, we know like Minato's called the fastest ninja. Like it would just make the most sense. It would like fall logically coherent. But we can
Tell him, daddy.
oh my god. Okay, so I think I've already like counted it, but even if I still mind your whole, okay, I'm using the English word, I'm using big words to try and make it seem like it's a better argument, right? It still wouldn't matter because like the person who made the English language, they wouldn't even be taking into account like Naruto or something, right? So then it could just mean that like the way
what?
Shinobi's talk.
I don't
Oh, hold up. Let me finish my point. So it's like the way Shinobi used and like different rules for like the way statements are made. They could just be added into Naruto. Like in Naruto, for example, whenever they want to talk about a specific thing, they could just like add specifications just so like the readers understand it even better than like we need to, right? So it's like, okay, even if I gave you this, it still wouldn't get you anywhere.
okay.
But
So wait, so are you saying like that like inverse like Naruto, they don't use like English context correctly? Like they don't coherently use sentences like together?
no, but if I establish like a
Wait,
set
you
of
said you
rules,
just said
the
no?
way
You just said no?
I said No, I'm gonna explain what I'm
Well,
saying. 'Cause I
I'm
think
asking you
you're
a
not
question. Like, do you
understanding.
like what? Do you not understand? Do you not think that like the translators of Naruto would know how English works? Like, you don't think that? You don't? You
No,
think
they
you?
do, but then like
Okay,
they
so if
could
they
add extra set of rules
what?
just so like
Wait,
people understand
what
what's
rules?
happening
Yeah,
better.
well, people will understand with something that's been taught like since they were little kids. Independent and dependent clauses. So, like, yes, that's how they would use it. Duh. That's how like debating
Okay,
works.
so
That's
so
not
so
even that's how
so
debating
you're
works.
using like
They let me give you like an example of a sentence. Right, right here. Let me give you an example of a sentence. Sally walks to the beach with her friends. Right? Oh shit, I misspelled friends. Phone's a little tired. All right, Sally walks to the beach with her friends. Right? I can't say, oh, I can just interpret this differently. I can have my own set of different rules because it's going to be my own fictional verse. No, that's not how it works. That doesn't defeat the English language. Let's say if this game was in a different language, you can make that argument. But like, does the you making that argument like you're trying to defeat the whole English language that you can't do that. You can't like override like
okay,
how English works. So how basically how English would work, right? If I agree how English would work, right? My fucking argument would like be sound. Cause I'm using like how fucking like I'm using something like you should have known when you were a little kid. Obviously, the
okay, so
context of this like statement is referring to Ninja. So yeah.
okay. So the thing is, you're trying to use like the English language to contradict how I've shown people talk in the Narutoverse, right? So all I'm saying is, if there was a contradiction, right, we'd just go with the verse we're debating. That just makes more sense. Okay. So
Well,
it's like I realize this seems weird, but then like don't try to contradict the way people talk in Naruto with actual English. Okay. So it's like
that's okay.
I'm not even
So I
contradicting
could
the
just hold
language. It's just you
I could just
contradicting
hold their
story.
statement illogical. That's fine. They don't like follow under the parameters of logic, so that's something we shouldn't be debating in debates. That's fine.
No, no, no. It doesn't. That's not the problem, right? I'm just saying that like you're
That's not
just
the problem.
misinterpreting the way the English language works. I'm just saying that like
I'm
first of all, I
misinterpreting the
was even
way
saying that
English.
like
I'm
I'm just saying
misinterpreting
that like
English.
they add. I'm just saying that like they'll explain things differently, right? And semantically differently, so we understand it better.
That
If
that
I steal man,
that
that
hold on.
like even the one
Page
this or anything, right?
page.
So it's not
Dependent and
even like me
independent
contradicting the
clauses.
English language; it's the other way around.
Hold on. Dependent and independent clauses have nothing to do with semantics. You know that, right? It's literally how you
Okay,
formulate sentences. You know what a run-on sentence is? You know what that is?
okay. So I think we've gone over this enough. Don't you
I'm
think we
just
should
asking
just
you a
give
question. Do you know what a
conclusions?
run-on sentence is? Do you think that so you're making an argument that mangas can change and like rewrite how like their language works? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying they can
So if
give
you're
extra context sometimes so we understand.
yeah, there's no you can't give extra context to independent clauses. That's how like it works. But okay, if you think you beat me in this argument, we can just leave this up to the judges. It doesn't matter. Okay.
Yeah, but I think we should give a conclusion.
I'm gonna give a conclusion to this shit. Like this mini point, because like isn't this whole point about your speed? Oh, I mean they're like the whole point. You mean this is technically your whole point, right?
Yeah, yeah, this is my whole speed point. Yeah, we should conclude.
All right, you can go first. This is your speed point. I got a cough anyways. I'm fucking sick.
Okay, so I argued that like the statement would just include Minato since Hiruzen's a ninja, right? And it says all ninja, and I argued that like okay, um, if he has like a complete set of knowledge, which includes hold up. Yeah, so I argued that like he has a complete set of knowledge, which would include Hiruzen and I mean Tobirama, right? Then it would be it would make no sense for him to like randomly just ignore him, right? And then like you'd be making an extra assumption to say that like he's only using part of his knowledge. I then said that like we know with A, right? When they're specifying the time period, he just says alive. So they would just say if they're specifying it, right? Since A says he's the fastest alive. I then also gave context and said in the war arc when they revived his Edo Tensei, right? Um, Hiruzen only needs the feels the need to only praise Minato, even after seeing Hashirama and Tobirama perform a body flicker speed feat, which he never addressed. So it would just like further cement this idea that he's always like including Tobirama and Hashirama, even in his speech statements, and he just still thinks Minato's faster. And like the whole semantics things doesn't matter. He's trying to contradict what I was saying about like they would specify things as like a set of rules, and he just strawmanned me and said, "Well, I'm arguing that like English is wrong, which is not what I was doing." So I think I won that point. Since there's just clearly things he just didn't address, so I don't see any way he'd win
Okay.
to end the point.
Okay. So as he
Okay.
literally like conceded to in his own conclusion, he's not trying to argue why like English is wrong. So basically, my point will go through. I'm not arguing about semanticals at all. I don't know why I keep saying that. Like semanticals would mean definition. I'm arguing upon how sentences actually work, right? How sentences can be coherently read and like fucking debated upon, right? And obviously based off the context of like what we know in the series and like how we would like word sentences. I'll read it again. Praise among all ninja as the greatest in godlike speed. Obviously, the dependent clause would be ninja, and that's would be the comparing and contrasting what they're trying to compare and contrast him to. Obviously, ninja. I use the statement again later on in the series where he's the fastest ninja alive to like prove my point. Why he'd be comparing him to other ninja? Because if not, what is he comparing him to? A fucking light? What is he comparing him to? Like when do I? He would have to only be comparing to ninja. Like that would make the most sense. So based off like, so he can't debunk how like English works, and like he can't like try to make sense out of his argument that like I would just win. And he conceded upon the fact that Tobirama's not a ninja. So literally, the statement. If I win this point, why the statement's only referring to ninja, then like I would like his speed point just gets like defeated. That's fine though. But as long as y'all know
Okay.
he,
I like to just add we have a recording, right? And that argument about it being illogical that they're referring to anything other than ninja was not made. So we can just go over that
all
later when we
right,
check
it's
the recording.
fine.
That's something
It
you brought
doesn't
up
matter.
now.
I literally
Uh,
said the word illogical
your
multiple
only
times,
yeah,
but
your only argument for like it being ninja was the dependent close thing. We
okay,
can just move on. Though we can check the recording,
okay,
or
that's
I can
fine.
check the recording if there's any problems.
Well,
Um,
they're gonna have to go off like. Yeah, I want to get a judgment on this point now or later.
A little bit
um,
later. Yeah.
Later, okay.
okay.
So,
Wait, hold up. Two, are you even there?
huh?
Is this nigga two even here?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
We can just okay. Do you want to go into your speed scaling there?
yeah.
Okay.
All right. Like, like Toby Brown was like the fastest, like was the fastest ninja when he's alive. Did you know that?
You can send in that statement.
Okay. Here, send scans. You like give context to it. This is like right after. This is like a. You agree like Edo makes you weaker, right? Please don't rat. Let's just agree to that. I don't have. I don't think I have. Like, you agree that Edo makes you weaker?
I agree that Edo's are close to their full strength. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, just send the scan with like Edo makes you weaker, right? So basically, like the context of the statement is like this is a weaker, it's like not at full strength Toby Rama, and he just got done like swapping hands with like a martyr who should be alive, like who's like alive now and amped with Sage mode. So basically, he fought on par with like a live amped martyr for like a little bit, but then he got overpowered because his speed is not the same as it would be like as he would like would be if he was alive or not. Then let me send that scan real quick, like where he was fighting on par with this like amped like alive Madara. And then basically after this, after Madara overpowers him, like Madara mocks him. He says like, "Look at you, who like boasted the fastest speed of any shinobi. Look at you now." Right? So that's Madara like inherently agreeing that like yes, he was like the fastest of any shinobi at their time. This is backed up because like Tobirama does keep up with like Madara right here as I sent the scan. He just gets like overpowered because this Madara would be amped and this Tobirama would be weaker. So basically, a weaker Tobirama is someone able to keep up with like an amped Madara, basically. And I would like Madara would scale above in speed. I hope you'd agree to Obito, and like a weaker Obito is relative to Minato. So yeah, that's my speed
Okay.
scaling.
So I would just say that like, are you aware this Madara doesn't have like his two Sharingans, right? Or at least he doesn't have them active.
Why does that like did not? Why does it make his speed slower?
I didn't say it does, right? So if you're asserting that like he's amped, right,
Okay,
and
you
that
say
he's
it by
greater than
Sage
he
mode.
was in life,
You know what Sage mode
and we
does?
know that like and we know that like he doesn't have his eyes, right? Then you'd basically be asserting that like the two Sharingans would just not be an active speed.
Yeah, they're
And then
not.
you'd also be
They're
asserting that like
not.
the stage mode, hold up. And you'd also be asserting that like stage mode is an amp in speed.
All
Well,
right.
Hashirama stage mode. I like
Well,
to see that.
wait. All right. One, you literally just sat here and agreed. I asked you a question. I said it's strong on an amp. You said no. So I'm not asserting anything. You agreed to my assertion, buddy. So you just agreed to me. Thank you. So if you,
No. I said that's not what I was saying.
oh,
I didn't say it's not an amp. Just I
Oh,
just followed on to
so
like
is it an amp?
ask you
It's
to
a
prove
Sharingan
it.
an amp. So why would
Hold up. Let me finish talking. Let me finish talking. Let me finish talking. Since I followed on to ask you to prove it's an amp, it's not an amp, right? It would just be dishonest of you to try and like uh use the wording of what I'm saying to try and like get a win. Because you know I'm asking you to prove that like the Sharingans are not an amp. That's just dishonest. Like
um you're asking me to prove the Sharingan. I never even brought up the word Sharingan in my arguments. That's not something for me to prove.
hmm,
You know that, right?
yeah. But you're saying that like
He's a,
he
yeah.
still scales to his
Hold on,
alive self.
hold on.
Okay,
Yeah,
why does he scale
hold
to
on.
his alive self
Because he'd be
without his Sharingan?
because there's no evidence to why Sharingan should be a speed amp unless you can show me otherwise. So based off the knowledge that I would know that originally he was Edo, who's not at their full power. Then he would become alive, which he'd be at his full power again. Then he would get amped by Hashirama Sage mode, right? What we do not know is if Sharingan's amp or not. I have no proof to say it is. So I can just go with this like the least fucking shit that takes the most assumptions and just say Sharingan would just
Okay,
keep you at the same speed. That's all I can just say.
okay, but you know that like it's stated that when Sasuke gets like Itachi Sharingan, right? That like he feels like more powerful, right? So you just be saying that like this is not in reference to speed. So like you just have to give a different interpretation, and like I'm pretty sure it
Yeah, it's
stated the
not
Sharingan.
referencing speed. It's literally not.
Okay, yeah, you'd have to show me. I'll get a
You know
statement
what
for you,
powerful
and then
means?
you'll explain. Hold up, let me get the statement first before we
You
like
know what powerful
go on
means?
tangent.
You know what
Power
powerful
is just
means?
the ability to do something. Yeah, it's the power is the ability to do something.
Powerful.
Okay, hold up. Actually, no. Since this is gonna get like semantical, right? Let me actually get the actual definition. Wait.
Yeah.
Um.
Powerful. Having great power or strength.
Oh.
It's just strong. It's
Yeah.
a
Yeah. Hold up.
synonymous of strong. That's fine. It can be like
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. That's not a speed amp.
What
That's
does what does strength mean in the Narutoverse?
we said what does strength
Hold up.
mean
Let
in
me
the
think.
Narutoverse?
Because the statement says power and strength. I forgot to mention. I'll send the scan first.
Power and
That's why I
strength.
wanted to send. That's yeah. That's why I wanted to send the scan first, so we
All
don't
right, go ahead and send this
get
again.
confused. It says I feel Itachi's ocular power. Actually, no. That power thing is it's just like yeah. I feel Itachi's ocular power, right? So he gets Itachi's eyes. He feels the power that comes with the eyes, right? That's what ocular power is. And then he says, "I have already become stronger." So he can feel the strength in his body, right? So it'd have to be like something to do with like his actual stats because he can like feel it in his body.
AP. That's fine. What do you
No,
think?
okay.
What do you
So
think? Like,
why not speed?
what do you
Why not
think?
speed?
What do you think? Powerful is like synonymous with? What do you think it's synonymous with?
Power just means having great power or strength. That's
Powerful,
what it
yeah.
says.
Muscular,
Yeah,
musky,
strength.
sturdy, husky, mighty. What are
Why?
all those definitions like referring to? What are all those definitions referred to? When you call someone husky and mighty, oh, you're fast. Is that what you think it means? It's a serious question.
No.
If someone
Okay.
calls you
So
robust, mighty, and husky, oh, that means you're so fast, bro. No, that's not what it means. You obviously know that, like, when you're powerful and robust and strong, it'd be referring to AP. Again,
okay.
I don't want to like try to like debate you on English again, but I hope you would know that's what it is.
Okay. So when Hiruzen stated to be the strongest of the five Kage, right? You think he's just talking about like, yeah, he can lift the biggest rock, right? Like that's
He
stupid.
would
What are you
have the
talking about?
highest
You'd
AP.
have to like apply
Oh, my
context.
fault. He would
Okay,
have the highest
AP.
AP.
Okay,
Yeah, that's fine.
okay. So you realize that like the robust or like mighty or like physically stronger, right? Doesn't mean you can punch harder. Like some guy can be big and lift weights,
What
but
do you
then like
think?
that doesn't mean you can
What do you
punch
think
harder. Because
AP
like
means?
punching is like speed plus force. Like we see
What do you
boxers that are like
What do you
smaller
think
than other
AP
boxers,
means?
like punch harder, right?
What do
And
you
then
think
hold up, because
AP
I'm
means?
calling you out and you saying that like
What
it's synonymous with words that are just like physical
What
strength,
do you
like
think?
lifting strength and stuff.
What do you think attack potency means? What do you think that means?
Attack potency. I'm assuming that's like how like the force output of your attacks,
Mm-hmm.
like how much force is outputted.
Mm-hmm. What is force synonymous with?
Oh my god, you answer these questions for me since you want to bring up.
Okay. I'm gonna just like show you something, and I want you to like come to a conclusion for me. Let's play this game. I'm gonna give you the definition of force. Right? It's gonna be funny. All right. So this is the definition of force, by the way. Uh, all right, I'm back. Y'all hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, okay,
Okay.
hold up.
Yeah. Here's the definition of force. Here, let me screenshot. Oh, my fucking shit acting so slow. All right, here's the definition of force. and you like to agree like what that's what attack potency is, and I think that's obviously what like strength would be referring to. What do you see right there? Strength or energy as an attribute of a physical action.
Yeah, strength or energy as an okay, so it can just be energy as an attribute of physical action or movement. You know what moving is, or like, do I have to explain that to you?
Moving, moving doesn't have to correlate with
Yeah,
speed. You know energy
oh,
travels.
okay, it can. Okay,
It
it
can. It
can. I'm
can.
not
It what?
asserting that.
It
It
can.
can.
But it can. But
It
and like,
can. And this is your claim.
hold on. It can. But in the context of physics, movement would be referring to like the movement of energy between like two particles. So if I were to punch you,
Okay,
the
so
movement
why
of
can't it
energy
be
between
how
two
fast?
particles,
So why
because
can't it be
be,
how fast the action
because
moves?
that's not how physics. That's not how the definition would work. Again, I'm gonna say it again.
Okay,
In physics,
explain how the
hold
definition
on.
works.
In physics, right, as this definition be referring on, movement would be referring to the movement of energy between two particles, right? That's exactly what attack potency is. I don't think, and I actually don't think you read attack potency. Like that's literally reads with the same thing I'm saying. It's like then
Okay,
again, I proved everything you wanted me to prove, buddy. Like literally, it's like only
okay,
referring to the physical AP.
so I was able to explain to you, right, that like he'd have to feel it in his body, so it has to be stat. You tried to say it's AP, right? But then when it comes down to force, since you want to like be semantically playing or whatever, like looking at definitions, right? Then I just said, okay, strength or energy as an attribute of physical action or movement, right? And then like you literally agreed it can be,
I
but
never
it's
agreed
not.
to that.
So it's like, okay, well, I don't have to get into that, right?
Okay.
The thing is, it says it's an energy of physical action or movement, right? And then you said it's like how fast it moves between particles, right? That would still be attributed to like the speed of attacks.
No,
So it can just say also
that's
increase
not.
speed.
That's not what the move. That's not at all what movement is in physics, right? At all, what force would be. Okay, it doesn't matter how fast like I would punch you. If I have a lot of force behind my punch, so if I have a lot of strength behind my punch, if I were to punch you, right, the movement between the particles in your body to get the effect of how strong my punch would be referring of like what they're meaning by movement, buddy. Like I don't think you understand how
Okay,
physics
so you
works.
think so you think if you move slow like a punch and like it take you 10 seconds to throw the punch, it'll still deal a lot of damage?
Yeah,
Oh, because I feel like you're ratting right now. Okay,
yeah, you
well
could.
then I just say that like this literally that's literally just your opinion, and I definitely think that like the speed of
That's
punches
not
matter. The speeds of
that,
attacks matter,
that's
right?
not
That's why
wait
boxers punch fast.
that's
That's why
not
they train to
opinionated.
increase the speed of their punch.
It's not
Hold on,
opinion.
let me finish.
Go ahead.
That's why they train to increase the speed of the punch. You'll never see a boxer like, yeah, I'm gonna take 10 seconds to punch this guy since it won't like affect my the power of my attack, right? That's just stupid. So it's like if I can show you that like boxers train to punch faster, right, to get more damage on, and then like we always see that like every time someone's fighting, they're trying to like
Are
punch each other as
boxers
fast as
Naruto
they can, right?
characters? Are boxers Naruto
As
characters?
fast is like a part of speed, right?
Are
I
boxers?
mean,
Are
they
boxers?
punch, right? Do Naruto characters not punch? Or are you just gonna start ranting now? Because
What do you
this is
think
absurd.
boxing is?
Boxing is just like punching, and
That's
Naruto
not what
characters
boxing
punch.
is. Boxing is a fucking like sport. Boxing's a
It's a
sport.
sport.
It's
It's
boxing's
a
a
sport
sport.
in which you do what? It's a sport in which you do what?
You put on gloves and you like
You
you
put on
fight.
gloves
Hold
to
on.
do what?
You put on gloves and you
Do I
fight
have
with.
to
Wait, hold
spell
on.
it out for
You
you?
put on gloves and is it a sport or you practice with fists? So like practicing or sporting. Like you know what sports are used for to have fun. So that's not a good analogy, buddy.
It doesn't matter if they have fun. Like
It
people can
doesn't
spar
matter.
in Naruto class for fun. It's fine. They do it for money. They do it for
You
wins.
think like Naruto characters like have fun like when their people die and shit because they can't like keep up with their strength. You think that's fun?
I
You think
said
that's
they
boxing?
can. I said they can spar. I said they can spar. Like okay, listen. It doesn't even have to be boxing. Anyone who fights punches fast, like to add
That's
like
not.
force. I already went over this. Not only boxers.
That's not true. A giant can be really big, and just because the mass and amount of force it has behind it, one little step and shit, it can destroy a whole city. And it can like the giants are like usually depicted as slow. They're just big in mass, and they would have a lot of force behind everything they do. Like I don't get in the physics argument with me, man. It
Okay,
seems
so
like
I'm not
you're not
saying
too
like there's a
adept by it.
problem with like I'm not saying there's like a problem with like the size of you or like your physicality like making your punches strong. I'm just saying speed is also a factor. People punch fast.
Okay, I think we're derailing from
Okay,
the
let's have
original. We think
force
we're
versus
derailing
like
from the
speed
original
per
point.
second.
I
No,
said,
I'll give you the definition.
hold on.
Yeah, yeah.
I semantically prove like why strength would just literally like be referring to physical AP. It's fine. And physical AP has nothing
Mm,
to do with speed. It's just that, like it's just units of energy.
okay, and I think I like proved it because we were just giving our own analogies, right? You were saying, okay, a giant can be big and step on someone. I'm like, that's fine. But then like people actually train to punch and kick faster, right? Since it increases their strength. So it'd just be like an equal interpretation. It can be both, right? And then like explain why it would be both.
Mm.
Like if you punch faster, it will add to the amount of damage you do. Okay. And then like I explained it with boxing. I gave numerous examples. Okay, but now we can get into the rest of your scaling. You said
All
so.
right.
Okay, hold up. Let me explain why this matters, right? Because if I was able to prove it could just be speed as well, then like hold up. If speed is included, then like wait, what was the point of this whole tangent? Because I got confused now.
The Sharingan is supposed to amp you.
Oh yeah. So the Sharingan can be an amp to speed since I like proved it through the whole force thing. Uh,
Do,
and if the
do you think?
Sharingan is
Do
just
you
an
think you
amp to
proved it?
speed, yeah. So if a Sharingan is just an amp to speed, right? And we know this, then you can't prove that like this Madara is stronger than the
All
other
right.
Madara. So I
Okay.
don't I don't think I
Okay.
don't think it
So
needs an
so
attack
so
scale.
okay.
No.
So what it sounds like here is that like your point's contingent on the last. So if you like lose that point, then like my scaling will go through. So I think I like showed beautifully.
Hold up. No, no, no.
Hold
This
on.
is not the only part.
Don't
This is
cut me.
not.
Don't cut me. Don't
Yeah,
cut
let
me
me
off.
just say like this
Hold
is
on.
not the only part of the scaling
Hold
I'm
on.
attacking.
Okay, that's
Attack
fine.
point.
Don't cut me off though.
Okay.
All right. I think I
Yes.
beautifully
Okay, go on.
showed. I think I beautifully showed why like that statement you showed me will only be referring to physical AP, and that we can leave that. We can just the judges can like decide on themselves. But I think I beautifully showed that. So you wanna attack the other part of my scaling? That has nothing to
I
do with
think
like Madara's like eyes.
yeah, I think I already elegantly went over that. But okay, we can get into like why do you think moderate scale no why do you think Obito scales to Minato?
I think Obito kills the man said it himself.
Huh?
The man said it himself.
When did you say that?
I got you. Right here, it says he saw through all his moves. Get that statement. And right here, let me get this other shit.
Okay.
It says,
How do
hold on, let me. Hold on, that. And he literally says right here, you need extraordinary strength to like even like fight him. He's calling like Obito's strength like extraordinary. Do you know what extraordinary means?
yep.
Okay. And then like I have like another scaling chain if you like somehow try to get around this, so that wouldn't matter. I have another way to prove like why Obito would just be above Minato. So
Okay. So the thing is, right? He just says that like he saw through all of his moves, which is I think it can just be in reference to Kami, right? Because you know how like a lot of times when Minato attacks, right, his passive Kami, right, it just goes through everything, and we don't know if Minato knows his passive, so he just be assuming maybe Obito's just activating, right? But then like yeah, I think it's just in reference to Kami with how like he goes through Minato, like he literally goes through his attacks. I think that's what it's in reference to, and
yeah,
it's just
okay.
if that's just like
All right, okay.
passive, right? Let me finish. Let me finish.
Hold
If
on. You
that's just
just
passive,
hold on.
right? Then it's not a feat.
Let me give my rebuttal to that. That would be you
Go
would
on.
win. You would win if he makes a statement goes through. He says saw through. It's not the same thing.
Yeah, he saw through his.
Don't try to word salad. He saw through. So he saw all of Minato's attacks and he saw right through it. He's able to still like fight him, like be on par with him. It's like
Okay.
I can understand if the statement said go through, right? As Minato knows he actually went through him, so he would make the statement go through, but he somehow just wants to use the words saw through for some reason. And saw and seeing something and going through something is two different things. Would you not agree with me?
Okay. No. So the thing is, right? What you're saying is that like he brought up on par, but there's nothing in the statement which implies the on par. It just says that like he saw through all of his moves. I'm not even word paying. Saw through could just mean that like he can predict Minato's attacks and stuff, right? That has nothing to do with his actual speed and AP being relative.
Yeah.
So I don't think that matters.
He was reacting to all the Minato's attacks. That's fine.
When does he react to Minato? Because that's not what I said. Because don't try to act like that's what I said. I just said he can just see through and predict his attacks
Yeah,
and
he can.
stuff.
Yeah,
It's more
see
so like
through,
a matter.
predict his
It's more
attacks.
so like a
Hold on,
matter of intelligence.
actually, do you know what see means? He perceives with the eyes, so he perceive all of Minato's attacks. All of Minato's attacks. Thank you. That's fine. So
Okay.
none of
So
Minato's
do you want to
attacks,
argue that?
none of Minato's
Okay. So
attacks
do
can
you
like
want to
work on him.
argue?
That's
Okay.
fine.
So do you want to argue that like So do you want to argue that like Obito's eyes can see Minato's attacks? Why does that mean he can punch and kick as fast as
Why
Minato?
does that mean he can punch and kick as fast as Minato?
Yeah,
I
like I
think.
can see a car at
Hold up.
100 miles per hour move. That does not mean I scale to the car, right? That's absurd. It's like you're trying to use words to get around your burden of proof. I don't care if you can see his attacks. That's fine.
All
It
right.
doesn't help you at all.
Okay. So if you saw through all his attacks, right? So Minato tries to attack him, right? And then Obito reacts and like goes against all of his attacks, right? He literally reacts to it. What do you think that means? If I can't tag you, if I can't tag you, what do you think that means?
It means that like you're ignoring context. He has Kami,
But
which
no,
doesn't
answer no,
require you
wait,
necessarily.
answer the question. That's okay. We already went past that. I already said if he was referring to Kamui, he would have said he would have used the word "go through," right? He's using the word "saw through," so perceive. So he reacted to all of Minato's attacks. When you can't literally tag somebody, when they're so fast you can't tag somebody, what does that mean? That doesn't apply relativity. What do you think that implies?
So the thing, okay, hold up. So the thing is, right? He's just referring to the whole fight. So there's no reason for him to like specify one little thing, right? Like that makes no sense. So it's just that like he's referring to the whole fight, which is why he
Okay,
doesn't only
so
specify
wait,
one little thing. Hold, let
that's
me
fine.
finish. Let me finish.
Okay.
And then like Tommy is something we know that like he could just go through and not have to like like scale to him. So it's like
Okay. I've already.
Tommy's just like this bypassing of like
All right.
having to scale to someone if you can see their
All
attacks.
right, Paige. I don't think you're like listening to like what I'm saying. If you would have used Kamui, he would have used the term "go through," as in their actual like fight. He says, "Why am I going through him?" Right? He literally specifically uses the words "see through" here, and "see through" would mean perceive. So that means this nigga Obito perceived all his attacks and did not get tagged by him. So don't ignore my question again. Right? I'm gonna ask you again. What does it mean when you cannot tag somebody? What does that mean? What do you think it
Okay,
means?
so this is something you're bringing up yourself. It's
I'm
not
asking.
stated in
No, answer the
contact.
question.
Okay,
It's a simple question. What does it mean when you cannot tag somebody?
okay. What does it mean if Minato slams Tobirama? See
What
what I
does it
mean?
mean if you
Like he's
cannot
not
tag
speaking as
somebody? Why do you like dodging
yes,
like you're fucking playing little like ring around the rosy around my question? Just like answer my question.
because your question is just something you brought up. It's not stated or anything, so I don't think it holds any
How?
relevance.
Wait, it is inherently stated. Yes, it is. Well, not inherently. I don't like
No,
using
it
that word.
isn't. That's just
It's
that's
indirectly
just your
it's indirectly stated. I've already gave my interpretation why that would be the case. So I'm off my interpretation. So you did not just answer my question. Do you not want to answer it?
no, because I don't think you
Okay,
have
that's
proven your
fine.
interpretation.
You don't gotta answer
Let,
it. That's
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
We could
So
just we could just continue
let me
on.
complete my interpretation. It's just that okay, yeah, he can perceive his attacks, and the reason why he's not getting tagged is because of Kami. And then you keep saying he would just mention it, but I'm saying it's like a summarizing of the whole fight. He doesn't have to go through every technique, every moment. He doesn't even mention like his Sharingan or whatever. He doesn't mention every single thing, right? He doesn't have to. He's just a little summary of the fight. So it's like, okay, he can see Minato move and he just gets through them with Kami. And then you keep saying he reacted, which I asked you multiple times to prove. So it's like, if you're using the statement as a means to prove that, then like that's fine because you haven't fulfilled it.
Okay. Are you done?
Yeah,
Do you think you won at this point?
of course.
Okay. I'm glad you think that. All right. We can leave this up to
Okay.
the judges.
Can you repeat your line of scaling one more time?
Okay.
There might be more things I want to contend. Let's see.
I currently have a weaker Obito to like a a live Madara who would be amped by Sage mode, right? Like relative to that, who are like a Edo Madara is stronger than fucking Obito, and then Obito who would be like getting stronger from the Renegon, right? So like a weaker Obito is faster than a Minato, so that's fine. I'm
Deadboy,
scaling.
can we take a 1 minute break from the debate?
No, it's fine. Just wait.
Okay,
Nah,
so
whoever removed me, fuck you, bitch. I hope your grandma dies, nigga.
All right. You said what page?
okay, so why is like let me think. Hold on. Okay, so why is this mod with that scales nowhere above Yellow Mask Obito?
Because Madara would be alive, so he'd be stronger than this Edo version, and Edo Madara is stronger than Obito. You want me to show you that? Want me to show you why?
Uh,
Do you want me to show you why Madara is above Obito? You don't think Madara is above Obito? Have you read the series?
in speed, I'd like to see that.
Have you read the series?
I have read the series.
So you don't remember the part where like Obito like starts shaking in his boots when he sees Madara? You don't remember that part?
Okay. Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
remember that?
Hold up. I don't think. I just won't contend this, and it's fine. I think I've already went over the other 2 points, anyways.
Okay. So like I guess we got our speed points through. Is AP next?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's AP next. I'm not using AP. I'm just gonna use sealing.
You're just gonna use a win con?
Yeah. You can just seal him. You don't have to punch him.
Okay. I don't think he's gonna be fast enough to touch my character. So what I would just use, I would use like Bringer of Darkness, and I would just cut your fucking head off.
Bringer of Darkness.
You know
Okay.
what that is?
And that's like contingent. That's like contingent on the speed thing, right?
Yeah. So I would use Bringer of Darkness, where like Minato can't see shit, and I'll just cut his head off.
Okay. So he agrees contingent on the speed thing. Then I don't have any problems with that, and I'll just say that like he'll just Actually, hold up. How can he cut his head off with like power? Power wise.
So I would cut his head off power wise.
Why can he damage him?
Oh, why can't he damage him?
Yeah.
Let me
Why
see.
can he damage him? Why can he like cut his head off?
Where do you have Minato's like AP and durability at?
Okay. It's gonna be like it's gonna be like your burden of proof, right? You're saying he can cut
All
him.
right.
I don't have to give
Wait, that's
your
fine.
proof.
You don't have Minato's and AP durability anywhere because you said he would just seal him. So I could just say Minato's fucking like bug level. What is this like ant level? So I could just show you like Tobirama just beating somebody's ass, and at least Tobirama has some AP scaling. Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
I
But
give
the
you.
thing is,
I
I'm
give
just
you.
not.
Here.
The thing is, the thing is, I'm just not like giving AP scaling because I don't feel like I
That's
have to,
fine.
right?
You're
But then
fine. You're
it's
fine.
still
I
being
agree. That's cool. That's cool. That's fine. I'm gonna just give you a
okay. So
scanner.
let me finish.
Hold on.
Let me
That's
finish
fine.
talking.
Let me get my
Let
scan
me,
real
let me
quick. Let me get my scan real quick.
okay. So
Tobirama.
it's like I'm still placing the burden. I'm still placing the burden on you to prove you can damage my character.
Okay, I
Just
got you.
because I'm not
I got
scaling
you.
my character doesn't mean he has
If
no
I just show
ability.
you the scan of him damaging like if I just show you a scan of him just damaging a random character, then I already like I would have won the AP points. That's fine.
No, because you have to scale that character over Minato.
Okay. Do you think that?
Yeah,
Okay.
because he just doesn't scale enough.
Then
I've
you
placed
then,
the burden on you already.
then you don't know how to debate. Then it's fine. Okay. I'll explain why my conclusion why I would have won. So here you go. I got a character right here. Him just tagging a random character. So that's fine. You want to go to conclusions on this debate?
Okay, so you have no problem with my ceiling thing?
I don't think he can touch me.
Okay, yeah, sure. We can conclude the debate right now then.
Okay. You can go first, buddy.
Okay, so I think I won speed by like showing that he'd be that all ninja at the time, including Hiruzen, would praise him. And then I went into like, okay, um, here when like the specified time period, like he literally says alive, so he specifies it. And then I also brought up the Hiruzen thing in like the war arc where Tobirama and Hashirama perform speed feats, and like Hiruzen only like praises Minato, right? So it would just be like more consistent that he's taking them into account if he thinks he's faster than them anyways.
Okay.
Hold up. Yeah, and then like Deadboy didn't even contest this, right? So it's like I have this consistency and reasoning that's just uncontested. And then I also show that like in the verse, whenever they specifying a period, they like specify it, which like it is not done in the statement. So it's like, okay, I have Minato faster than Tobirama. I gave the context and why his combat speed to do the fact that it's him leading Ethereal camps to victory, and we know he does this by like killing people. And then like we moved on to a Tobirama speed scaling, and he was like, okay, yeah, this Madara scales above Madara, and then like the other form of Madara from before, since like he has Sage Mode, right? And then like I did ask him to prove Sage Mode is not, but we didn't get into that. And then like he asked me to prove that like the eyes are a speed amp, and then I said he has to prove it isn't, and I showed him that like it means power, and then it got to this force tangent, right? And then I said that like speed is involved in punching harder anyways, like the speed of your attack would like um be included in how much damage you cause, right? That's why boxers train to punch faster. It's like force is just speed plus strength. So it's like, yeah, I gave these examples. He gave examples as to why just like the raw physicality of the person matters, which I didn't have a problem with. I just said it's both, right? So it's like, yeah, we just have equal interpretations on that. So he definitely just hasn't won. And then we got into him scaling to Obito. He used that statement. I said, okay, all it means is perception. He can see him move. I don't have a problem with that. Why does it mean like he can react to him physically? He kept trying to equate oh, he can react to him to the statement, which he never actually showed. And then I said and I answered him saying, how does he not get tagged, right? By saying he has Kami. So it's like he has like a way to bypass getting tagged without being relative to the person. So then it's like I've justified everything I need to do. And then we went into AP. He tried to argue that since I'm not scaling my character anywhere, he has no durability. Then I said, no, I'm placing the burden on you to prove that your character can damage my character. Just because I'm not scaling mine in AP because I don't find it relevant doesn't mean my character has no AP. And he didn't really contend this. He just said, oh, that's how you think a debate was. Well, if you haven't scaled your character, then like I'm gonna just do this. So I don't think he can prove his character can damage mine, and he had no contention my ceiling win con, so he just seals him, right? So I think I've justified all of my stances, and he hasn't justified his. Okay, you can go ahead, boy.
Okay. The initial point where like he's talking about his speed point or like all ninja, I don't think at all he like give a valid like
Hello?
rebuttal. Can you
Wait.
hear me? Can you hear me? Can y'all hear
Yeah.
me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Page is just cutting out.
All
You
right.
good.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna give a long conclusion. I really don't think at all he like refuted my fucking like rebuttal to his initial speed point. He didn't like he couldn't debunk the English language, and I guess he tried like applying that Naruto characters would like use a different language, but like I don't know, I don't even know what he was trying to do there. Like that doesn't like debunk my language fucking like analogy. It doesn't debunk it at all. It literally doesn't debunk it at all. I don't even have to like go in depth in that. Yeah, if the judge just heard the point, then I will know why I won. I don't give him long conclusions. But what's the word? Then we would have went on to my speed scaling, and then basically I have like Toby Rama, fat like well we're gonna go to like the Minato and Obito shit. So basically I send a scan where like Minato says he saws through all my attack, and he's saying that's obviously just Kamui. I said that's wrong because when like this nigga Minato is like referring to Kamui, he uses like the phrase "go through," but obviously in this case he uses the phrase "see through." And when I asked this nigga multiple times, what does it mean when someone can perceive and react to all your attacks, and he didn't answer the question because he would know that means you're faster than them. Like that's why he dodged my question multiple times. I asked him multiple times. He didn't like want to give me an answer because he already knew like what the outcome was. Then I want like my moderate speed scaling. He tried like thinking like the Sharingan gives you like a speed amp. He never like proved this. He tried equivocating at the strength. I don't know why we went into that whole semantical argument. Like by definition, strength just means physical power, like punching AP and shit. He didn't debunk that. I would have scaled like Toby Rama to like a live like Madara who was above Obito, which he like agreed to. A stronger Obito than the one I would have fought, like Minato by the way. And then yeah, I think I won that. What other point went on? Oh, AP, like with the WinCon shit. Basically, how debating works is, which I literally said is in a debate. If you give no AP scaling to your character in the debate, he scaled to like nowhere. He scaled to like bug level. He's like he doesn't have any scaling. Your character doesn't have any scaling. You can say he does, but you didn't present any. If I present scaling at all for my character, like to prove he can hurt somebody, then my character, like by definition, will have the higher AP scaling than you because you have no way you can scale your character to at all. So I showed him like this nigga like beating Azuna, so I have Tobi Ramali somewhere, and then I think I won the speed point, so I'll just bring her a darkness so he can't see me, and I will just cut his head off. So yeah, so I think I won that shit easily.
Yo, can you move two up? Like I don't know why he's moved down. He's one of the judges.
All right, let me move two up. I don't know who moved him down. Two like request to come up here. Okay. All right, I can get our judgment now. I ain't gonna contest it. I'll go on mute.
I mean, do we want to like move somewhere and talk about it real quick or what?
Oh, you go ahead and give one right now. Do it.
I don't know. You do it, bro. Two, do it.
Someone just give a
Two.
judgment, please.
You want to do yours first? Is this nigga two even
Uh,
gonna?
I gotta rewatch the very first point, but I think page one the rest.
Page on the rest.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give my judgment. So the debate is Minato versus Tobirama. Y'all are trying to prove who would win in a fight. Um, I think both of your speed arguments fall through. I don't think that Deadboy won his speed argument. I don't think Page won his. But I do think Deadboy won the very last point of if he needs to scale or if he needs to scale Minato's AP or not. And if he doesn't have any, then Tobirama would just be, able to damage Minato. So I would say Deadboy would win because he would have the AP. Either
But
that or it would be, or you could say it would be inconclusive because the other,
Wincon.
which we call Page's win con was the ceiling. So yeah, actually no, yeah, it would just be inconclusive.
Well, that's fine. Did you remember like why argue Bringer of Darkness so he couldn't see like where you see like would like try to seal somebody at?
Yeah, but you did say it's contingent on speed. Like I made sure you say that. So it's just all contingent on speed, which six things that like we both lost on speed. Okay. So you can review the speed later, but right now he thinks I won most of it. Anyways, so Simo, who do you think won?
I'm almost like 2